I've been playing Zelda games pretty much as long as I can remember. As a result, I've downloaded 16 years worth of information into my brain. Unfortunately, that information has been mostly useless, so I've taken it, shoved it in a jar, and put it next to all the other useless information I carry around in my brain. Until today. You see, with the release of Breath of the Wild 2 just around the corner, I decided it was about time I used my deep well of Zelda knowledge for the ultimate Zelda challenge, the 100% 100%. With absolute disregard for all my well-being and sanity, I decided it would be a great idea to complete every single Zelda game to completion, excluding some obvious exceptions. I decided to start with the first Zelda game, because it's the first one. So, without further ado, let's jump into the first chapter of this story. So you start the game with basically nothing, but you can go down into a cave where an old man gives you a crappy sword that's barely adequate to defend yourself with. There's about a million ways to play the game, but I like to spend the beginning of the game grinding for rupees, because I live in America! But for real, I just like to get the blue ring and the white sword before I do anything else because I'm a coward and I'm bad at video games. It's going to take a while to get enough rupees for the ring this way though, so instead I'll just go to the top right corner of the map, phase through solid matter, and rob a moblin of his life savings.
Oh cool. It's just like real life.
After getting that money, I'll loot the corpses of my enemies for explosives. Now I can go into these caves with old men who give me a choice. I can either choose to get a heart container, or I can choose wrong. Once I have enough hearts, it's time to go visit, you guessed it, an old man in a cave. The good news is that this one happens to be an arms dealer. I only have one more stop before I actually start to play the game. There's this shop I know about. It's a little out of the way, but it's got the best prices in Hyrule. I find it a little strange that it's set up under literal demon spawn, but I can't argue with his inventory. Now completely strapped with the finest equipment this world has to offer, I am ready to enter into the vile dungeons that plague this land. It will be challenging, and I don't know if I'll return. But it's a risk that I must take to save the princess from the wretched Ganon and his evil armies. If I don't come back, please, tell my family that I love them. And my friend, I beat it. Yeah, it turns out it wasn't actually that hard. I just grabbed a boomerang and a bow, and then I fought a dragon. I'm starting to think I might be a little over-leveled for this part of the game. Off to level 2 in the east. Surely this one will be a challenge. Okay, well, this dungeon was about as challenging as tying my shoes. In fact, I might rate it even easier. The good news is I got a really cool boomerang from this dungeon. It's a lot like my last one, but this one is magic. Wow. And with that out of the way, I can make my way to level 3. I don't feel like I really need to explain what happened in this dungeon. Y'all know the drill by this point. Cool! Now I have a raft. And with this perfectly seaworthy craft, I will make my way to the island dungeon that is level 4. Strangely enough, this is the first dungeon that actually gave me some trouble. However, after stumbling around aimlessly in the dark, almost dying to bats, and fighting my ex, I was finally able to beat the dungeon. Yeah, I love triangles. Next up, we've got to find some disembodied hearts lying around. Yep, here's one chilling at the end of what I assume is a destroyed pier. Definitely don't need to worry about how that got there. And next, we'll just visit an old man that's been living alone on an island for who knows how long, surrounded by human organs.
Oh cool. It's just like real life.
Alright, now that I've become powerful enough to rival German engineering, it's time to go to level 5. This one's pretty rough because you can only access the level if you know the very super secret path to get there. Man, it's a good thing I was able to remember that long and complicated combination so I can get to this dungeon. This dungeon is packed with dark rooms, and I absolutely refuse to buy a candle! It also has these weird bunny things. What are these even called? Okay, we'll just pull up some Googles. Alright, bunny enemies from The Legend of Zelda. Alright, so it looks like they're called Pole's voice? But who the heck fire is Pole? Alright, let's do this again. Who is Pole? Alright, looks like there's a Wikipedia article about this guy. Oh no! Yeah, what the actual freak? Yeah, I have no moral gripes against wiping these suckers out. So, after declaring war on ghost bunnies, I was able to break the ankles of some mummy dudes, absolutely massacre some dark nuts, and learn to play the flute. All of this for a triangle. To be fair though, it's a really cool triangle. In fact, it's the Triforce of Wisdom, and nothing says wisdom like performance-enhancing drugs and grave robbing. I think I'm pretty much ready to go to level 6 now. It can't be much harder than the other 5 dungeons I've already gone through. Okay, maybe it's a little harder. Yeah, note to self, don't go into buildings next to a graveyard that literally look like a monster. Although this dungeon is pretty difficult, we can get through it using the power of save states. What? Did you think I'd play through this game normally? I mean, I used a hard save the entire playthrough. And it was worth it because now I have a magic rod that goes "Wah" when I use it. And I also got another triangle. And then there's level 7. And then there's level 8. But really, after everything I've been through, how hard could it possibly be? I've just got to fight this guy, blow up this wall, and... oh. Yeah, that's a lot of dark nuts. That's okay, I'll just, okay, maybe I'll just... dang it, stop! Ah! Alright, I beat the dark nuts. Now I'll just go to the next room and... no! Finally, I've finished this accursed dungeon. I've also decided that I should probably get some potions. So, I spent an unreasonable amount of time pushing on this rock. I'm not saying that Zelda Dungeon lied. But Zelda Dungeon lied. Ah well, who needs potions anyway? I'll just go through Death Mountain without any. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, so I was about halfway through level 9, the final dungeon, I might remind you. And this happened. No. Okay, so I'm gonna end the stream tonight because I accidentally created a save state over the game, and I had not done a hard save since like level 3, so I think I'm just gonna call it a night. Alright, we're back. So after playing through the entire game again, I finally arrived back at Death Mountain. I also figured out where the note for the old guy that lets you get the potions is. It's here. Suck it, Zelda Dungeon. It seems like all there's left to do now is go in here, fight some flies, get some new drip, pick up a magic god-killing arrow, and unalive a pig. There was also some weird centipede thing I fought, but who really cares about that? Now that I've defeated Ganon and gotten the Triforce of Power, I guess now I just need to save the princess. So here we go. Wow. You know, after working really hard to achieve this, it's really underwhelming.
Oh, cool. It's just like real life.
Alright, so obviously you made it to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Spent a lot of time on it, longer than I thought I was going to. It turns out it takes a lot of effort to put something like this together. So thanks for going through all of this. I'm gonna keep playing through all of the Zelda games live on Twitch. Right now, as I'm recording all of this, I'm most of the way through the second Legend of Zelda. So by the time you're hopping on, you might see me going through A Link to the Past or Link's Awakening. I don't know. You know, just wherever. I'll probably link my channel down in the description and whatnot. You could also consider subscribing if you want to. You could give the video a like. I mean, you're still listening to me talk, so you might as well. Yeah, that's all.